Hello everyone, today I'm here to list the worst 5 zones in the hit game Card Deception, from the least bad to the worst. Now obviously this list would only include content from chapter 1 to 4. Also this list is about the zones, and not the levels themselves, since that would make it more complicated when we consider all zones in the level, the boss fight, and the general theme. So to make it easier for me, I'll rank specific zones, so let's start with number 5. Crazy Carnival Zone 1. Now some of you might get mad at this because, oh look at this cool environment, it's so surreal and cool in that, but please forget about the look for a second and think about the gameplay. You're running in a gigantic environment with very little things happening, very little traps, the enemies are barely a threat, and this so annoying, very annoying car sound. This zone is so annoying and frustrating and not fun to play. The only good thing about it is the look, and nothing else. Now for number 4 and 3. Yes, number 4 and 3 are Stranger Sewers, Zone 1 and 2. The first 3 levels of Dark Deception led players to believe that this is an intense game, where you're constantly being pursued by spooky characters. However, then you encounter Stranger Sewers, which throws all of that out the window. This level is so painfully slow and boring. Not much happens. To make matters worse, you have to walk through sewer water that slows your movement down if the pace of the level isn't enough to frustrate you, and the idea that anything around you could chase you is wasted. When I first heard about it, I thought that you would need to pay attention for the duckies. They might move a little bit, or stare at you for a moment. This would have been much better than relying on telepathy. A level that depends on telepathy might have worked with a ghost enemy, but its use here misuses the potential of the pay attention to detail concept. I included both zones of Stranger Sewers since they're not that different. The only difference is that Zone 2 is longer, which makes it worse than Zone 1. Did you know I have a Patreon? If you'd like to support the channel directly, for just $3 a month, you'll gain access to progress updates regarding YouTube videos and the VIKMO Show. If you can support me on Patreon, I would appreciate if you could leave a comment and like this video. Now, where was I? Now for number 2, we have Barely Buried Zone 3. To be completely honest, this is one of the best looking levels in Dark Deception yet. It's something that we OGs never expected when we were waiting for Chapter 4. But I wish the gameplay were as good as its appearance. My problem with this level is its sheer size. You can run for minutes without encountering anything in front of you. I don't mean enemies, I mean even traps. The only traps in this zone are the bear traps, which don't do their job well. And the worst part about this zone is the task of collecting the ring piece. At the start of the zone, you see 3 teddies holding ring pieces. When you bomb one of them, turns out the ring piece was fake. So the first thing you think about is that one of the other teddies has the real ring piece. But if you're unlucky and bomb both teddies simultaneously, the ring piece is gone. You can't get it, unless you die. You wouldn't believe the amount of time I wasted walking around this gigantic maze looking for the non-existing ring piece. And the fact that the ring piece's location doesn't appear on the map makes it even worse. But it's not worse than the next one. For number 1, the worst Dark Deception zone is Barely Buried Zone 2. This zone has a lot of similarities to the last one. Don't worry, you don't have to look for a non-existing ring piece. But imagine if I took the speed option and lowered it down a bit. Why? Because you don't have a speed boost in this zone, and the magnet that you don't get from the beginning isn't very effective. This is by far the slowest zone in Dark Deception, and I don't enjoy replaying it at all. At least Zone 3 offers a good look, this one does not. And that's it. The next video is going to be about the hit game FNAF World, and see you next time.